Special shout out to the sponsor, Heritage Flats Guide Service and Outfitters. Heritage Flats is owned and operated by Captain Aiden Flores. They offer many outdoor services in and around Redfish Bay, including guided fishing trips, guided duck hunts, drop-off duck hunts, and eco tours. They cater to small and large groups to provide an amazing experience in the outdoors, while also teaching some of the local history in our Texas outdoor heritage while you're out fishing or hunting. Give them a call, text, or email today to book your next adventure. Be sure to visit their website at heritageflatsoutfitters.com. Shout out to the sponsor, Axis Archery. They're a full-service bow shop and Axis Archery range for Bastrop County and the surrounding areas. They have a 100-yard outdoor range and monthly 3D shooting events throughout the summer for fun and realistic practice for bow season, all hosted and put on by the owner, Blake McFall. If you are interested, give him a call at 512-629-2113 and be sure to visit his website at www.axisarchery.com. I'm terrible at shooting personally with the bow, but being coached by Blake on a few adjustments, I was hitting the targets perfectly. And you can too. Make it a priority and visit Axis Archery today. Do you have clutter that's piling up in your home, an office stressing you out, or a closet that you've been meaning to clean out for years but never have the time? Well, Clutterbug Organizing by Jamie provides professional decluttering and organization services that will transform your stressful areas into pleasing and functional spaces that will bring you peace of mind. Check out their Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok link below and book a consultation through the Google form. You can get your first hour free by putting Just in Time Podcast in response to the referral questions. Shout out to High Jump Party Rentals in 4K, the Barber, high quality party bounces and party packages available along with an up and coming barber service. You can reach out to either or at 210-799-6930. Chris and Erica will take care of y'all. Need a haircut, need a party bounce, they're your people to go to. These hot summer days are still here and they got water bounces that'll be perfect to cool off and have fun outside. Hit them up to reserve one today. Welcome to the Just in Time Podcast. I am your host, Justin Chute, and today is episode 11, and we are only 8 days away from the first college football game between Notre Dame and Navy, and also we are only 20 days out from the first NFL game between the Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Detroit Lions. In today's episode, we're going to talk a bit about some football and some basketball. We're going to talk about the Colin Simmons recruitment to Texas, and we'll talk a bit about what that means to Texas as far as landing the number one edge rusher in the class of 2024. We're going to talk a bit about TyTy Washington Jr. getting waived, and teams that I think should consider giving him an opportunity for the future. I'm going to give a quick review about the Johnny Football Netflix documentary and what I thought about it personally. We got a quarterback battle going on at Alabama, and it's still a toss-up. It's a three-way battle between Jalen Monroe, Ty Simpson, and Tyler Buckner. I'm going to talk a bit about that. The NBA schedule came out yesterday, and we're going to talk a bit about that and how the Spurs have the toughest schedule in the entire league. And to end out the video, we're going to talk about Hard Knocks with the Jets. We're going to give a bit about how I felt about watching the show and my takeaways from that. We got a few topics to talk about this episode, so let's go ahead and dive right on in. Talking about Colin Simmons, and Colin Simmons commits to Texas over LSU in a crazy recruitment battle. The 5-star edge rusher, number one in the class of 2024. The 6'3", 225-pound edge rusher from Duncanville is going to be a problem, and it gives Texas a certified monster on the defensive line. With the commitment of Simmons brings the potential of signing other 5-star prospects like cornerback Kobe Black, wide receiver Ryan Wingo, defensive lineman Dominic McKinley, offensive tackle Brandon Baker, wide receiver Micah Hudson, and many more. This can go down as a very, very great class for Texas, and for Colin Simmons' commitment, this can bring great talent and future success for the Texas Longhorns. Texas is aiming to finish a top 5 in recruiting classes for the third year in a row under Sark, and after landing Colin Simmons, it's looking bright over there in Austin. Something else that's bright is that sunshine and heat in Texas. My goodness. Yesterday was 107 and today's 102, man. Y'all are in Texas, y'all are in the South, y'all stay cool out here. It's a rough summer. It's been a very, very rough and warm summer. Breaking off from football at the moment, I want to talk about some news that hit Twitter via Mark Spears. He tweeted out that TyTy Washington Jr., former five-star point guard from Kentucky and first-round pick back in the 2022 NBA draft, he was a part of the five-team trade that sent Dillon Brooks to Houston. TyTy Washington averaged 4.7, 1.5 assists, and 1.5 rebounds in 14 minutes last year with the Houston Rockets. Some underwhelming numbers on an underwhelming splits coming from a first round pick point guard, but he shined in the G League where he averaged 23 points per game, 6 assists, and 4.6 rebounds for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers G League team. Now, my overall takes on this is if I'm a rebuilding team or one that has an extra roster spot, I'm taking a good look at TyTy Washington Jr., who is only 21 years old and has proven effective in the G League. He needs further development and patience after only 1 year of professional hoops. Sorry about that. I scrolled down my script. But as a Spurs fan, I am excited to think of the potential that we got. Um, we've developed great point guards in the past. Guys like Tony Parker, DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Trey Jones. Trey Jones is coming along very well. Patty Mills was good when he was in San Antonio. Now, I'm not saying TyTy Washington is going to be the next DeJounte or Tony Parker, but I think he's an impressive player. I think he's got intriguing upside, and it's worth developing and giving him a chance at a 21-year-old who's only had 1 year in the league. And yeah, I think he just got the bad end of the stick. He got, Houston prioritized landing Dillon Brooks, and that meant TyTy getting traded away, lands in Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City's just a bad scenario for him because they've got already the most young talent on the team. They're looking to cut guys that are really good and that could be really good on other rosters. That yeah, I mean TyTy Washington's a very good player, and to think we're the same age is crazy. But I wish TyTy lots of success very soon, and I hope that San Antonio really thinks about giving him a chance. I think he could thrive in San Antonio. Just thinking about it, what a scenario right now. Think, what if TyTy Washington does end up in San Antonio? Where does he fall amongst the depth chart? Well, you're probably starting Trey Jones at the one this year, if I had to say, but um, he would probably have to. He'd be in the battle of fighting for minutes alongside Blake Wesley, Malachi Branham. But yeah, I like TyTy. I liked him in the draft coming out. I liked him at Kentucky. He was a good prospect in high school. So we'll see what the future holds for TyTy Washington. But I thought I had to bring that up this video because I think he's a very good point guard, and I think a lot of good teams in the league would like to have his talent and just to have um, a guy that they can just bring up slowly, because I think you know, his numbers in the regular season weren't great, but when you looked at the G League stats, they were very nice and very productive. So I just think he's only 21. He still needs some time to develop, and I think the Spurs would, would really benefit that just signing him and throwing him in Austin to thrive over there with Sir Jabari Rice from the Texas Longhorns for sure. Back to football though, I'm gonna give a quick review on the Johnny Football Netflix documentary, Untold Johnny Football. Go watch it now. If you want to know where Texas A&M's surge in college football came from, at least in my eyes. He was 20-6 at Texas A&M, and he was a 2012 Heisman Trophy winner. He was the first freshman ever to win the award. Manziel went on to be drafted by the Cleveland Browns. The documentary was really good. I enjoyed watching the story of Manziel, and I thought it was very real. I think that's the biggest positive about this all. We got to see what the world before NIL was like and how Manziel made his money. Overall, it's worth the watch for sure. And I think there's two things that stood out about it to me. One is that Manziel hardly, if at all, watched film. To think being the caliber of quarterback that he was and what he means to Texas A&M and to football fans everywhere, I think Johnny Manziel was a huge inspiration to a lot of guys. Just the freedom he played with and the guts that he played with. Those are things that a lot of football fans enjoyed watching in Manziel that, you know, I think that stood out to him, and I think that a lot of quarterbacks today kind of play with that kind of freedom and that sense of just going. So props out to Manziel for being that good without watching the film like that, because that's crazy. Just think of what he could have been if he had watched film and dedicated himself to that kind of craft in the sport. And also, the other thing that stood out to me was that he wanted to play quarterback at Texas. And imagining Manziel at Texas could have been great on the field, but I wonder what antics would have happened off the field. Austin is a way bigger city and a way bigger social life than College Station. Not to crap on College Station, but it is what it is. A crazy what if scenario to think about, indeed, for sure. So let me know in the comment section what y'all thought about the Johnny Manziel documentary. I know Swamp Kings, the documentary of the Florida Gators, I think came out today or is about to come out. So I'm gonna watch that and give y'all a review on that as well, because I've been looking forward to that Florida Gators documentary. Talking about Alabama football for a bit, quarterback battle at Alabama is still a toss-up. It's a three-way battle between Jalen Monroe, Ty Simpson, and Tyler Buckner. All the quarterbacks are more than capable of starting, but the battle remains close. I think Monroe will start the first game, but I think Simpson is a viable option. It's notable to put Buckner in the mix, seeing as he transferred from Notre Dame to Alabama, thinking he had a good shot at starting for the Crimson Tide. No matter how you slice it up, this team is going to run the football this year, and they're going to want someone who makes the right decisions leading the team at quarterback. It doesn't really matter who starts week 1, but who starts week 2 when Bama hosts Texas is the true question. I'd bet on Jalen Monroe getting the job, but it's a three-way battle for a reason, so we'll have to check back in on what that when we get more intel. Let me take a quick water break real quick. Also, shout out to my girlfriend Jamie. Lovely bottle, a Walla bottle. It's definitely up there in quality for sure. And she threw on the Just in Time podcast sticker on there. Much appreciated right there. Shout out to you, love you. All right, back to basketball one last time on this episode of the Just in Time podcast with Justin Chute. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, follow, and share with others. It's always a blessing having y'all here watch these videos, so I appreciate it. The NBA schedule was revealed yesterday, and out of all the teams in the league, my favorite, the San Antonio Spurs, have had the toughest ranked schedule in the league. Ooh, that could be a good thing or a bad thing to some, but to me, I see it as a win. This team is going to do a lot of experimenting with lineups next season, and developing our young players is going to be the main thing and the main priority. Our young core, Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham, and other exciting notable players are looking forward to improve, grow, and win as much as possible while also getting better and playing as a team. We've got exciting national spotlight games this year, and that's great to see. I'm not expecting a championship banner in San Antonio next year. I'm going to be honest, y'all. There's other teams out there I think they're better than us, but I'm expecting a lot of improvement from a lot of the guys on the team, and it looks like that's already been the case with the young core, as they've been working hard in the offseason this summer. I know Wemby, it was put to my attention like it was last week. There's Sohan shouted out Wemby. He put on his story. Wemby had a similar hairdo as to Sohan. You know how Jeremy Sohan loves to dye his hair, and Wemby recently just cut his hair, shaved it all, so he adopted that Sohan tradition where he's dyeing his hair. So that was pretty cool. Seeing the bond between those two players really makes me happy, makes me excited as a Spurs fan, and I love this team. And the Spurs host the Dallas Mavericks in the regular season opener on Wednesday, October 25th. So if you're not already a Spurs fan, it's not too late to convert. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. got my tickets already, and yeah, we'll be talking about the Spurs a lot this year. So get ready for that. Alrighty, last topic of the video. I wanted to give a few thoughts and reviews to Hard Knocks with the New York Jets. I recently watched episode 2 and I saw a lot of good things. For starters, besides my Dallas Cowboys, if there was a team I'd hope wins it all this year, I think the Jets are that team. They are impressive. Legendary quarterback Aaron Rodgers leading the way on offense. Besides Mahomes, I always thought Rodgers was so talented. His arm talent, the ability to throw the football, and the way he reads the field is second to none. Impressive running backs with Dalvin Cook recently signed Breece Hall, who had a good rookie year before getting injured. They're going to be great running backs to lean on for Aaron Rodgers. Wide receivers are nice, headlined by Garrett Wilson, and I'm a huge fan of Garrett Wilson personally. He was a beast at Lake Travis. He was a stud at Ohio State, and he's going to be a problem in New York. So yeah, be on the lookout for that Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson duo. It's going to be lethal in fantasy. It's going to be lethal in the league next year. They got a promising young tight end. I am super high on Zach Kuntz from Old Dominion, who was selected in the draft this past April. Dude's a physical freak of nature, and he's an athlete, and he's got high upside, and I like his game. So we'll see what can happen with him. Don't know if he's going to start or see the field much this season, but he's someone I would love to have to grow in my room. O-line is solid and formidable, with Elijah Vera Tucker being one of the better interior linemen in the league. Defensively speaking, Jermaine Johnson still feels very underrated to me. He's a super good talent. You've got arguably the best cornerback in the league in Sauce Gardner. And when you have the best cornerback in the league, a lot, just takes a load of pressure off of you because, he's 6'3", physical beast. I believe in college he never let up a touchdown. Crazy stat. He had a great year last year. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year. So yeah, having Sauce in your team just a lot of confidence being brewed from the New York Jets. DJ Reed is a great second cornerback too. He's a good cornerback group. What can I say? Defensive tackle Quinnen Williams deserves all his flowers and is worth the contract extension he just signed. You can't name 5 defensive tackles that are better than Quinnen Williams in the league right now. You just can't. I think he'll have a big year this year, and I think head coach Robert Saleh is a great leader at head coach, and I expect the Jets to have a big year. They have a tough schedule, and they're in the AFC, so they're going to run into Mahomes and the Chiefs. You're going to run into Burrow and the Bengals, Lamar and the Ravens, Josh Allen and the Bills, and not to forget the Dolphins, led by Tua and the Speed Demons, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I still think this New York team is different, and I think they're hungry. Time will tell on how they're going to perform, but overall, I highly recommend this season of Hard Knocks. Besides the Jets, hopefully my Cowboys are going to have a good year too. But yeah, I think that it's a lot on the line this season, and I just need them to go out there and win some football games. In the meantime, that's going to be it for episode 11. I really appreciate the support, and I hope y'all liked the video. More episodes are coming soon, and they're going to come. I'm waiting for the regular season to start, and I'm just dissecting information as I can. But until then, I hope everybody has a blessed day, and until next time, y'all stay cool out there. Peace.